This is dope. This is dope. And of course, I cannot take any credit for this man's work, none at all whatsoever. To go and stand in front of people and stand in front of cops and stand your ground, I don't take any credit for Johnny. Johnny is the auditor in this.
What is going on today, guys? Today we are in Whitensville. We're going to be going around and stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public and seeing how people react in real time, knowing they're recorded, which is otherwise known as the Hawthorne effect.
The Hawthorne effect refers to the fact that people will modify their behavior simply because they are being observed. The effect gets its name from one of the most famous industrial history experiments that took place at Western Electric's factory in Hawthorne suburb of Chicago in the late 1920s and early 1930s. However, subsequent analysis of the effect have revealed that the original results were likely overstated, along with several flaws in the study's design and execution.
Yo, Chille, what's going on, my man? How we doing?
Johnny, how you doing?
Not too bad, man. How about yourself?
Nothing. I was just watching First Amendment Protection Agency. I just watched your latest video, and I saw that pastor sent out a guy from the congregation to come talk to you.
Yeah, no, it was pretty funny. I don't know what his problem was with me, but he definitely seemed to be a little scared or something. Not sure what was up with that, but I thought that was pretty funny.
You just wanted to know why you were videoing?
Oh, I'm just out here. I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public places.
Okay. What do you mean? I don't get it.
Well, a lot of people have a problem with public photography, and I go out here and just as you guys are out here on a main street, I go and try to defend the other parts of the First Amendment by stress testing the First Amendment right and see how people react in real time.
Yeah, he just wanted me to ask you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
You hit him with the, I'm out here stress testing my First Amendment rights, and he completely diffused.
Yeah, no, I did find that to be extremely helpful, and it definitely worked.
A stress test is a very commonly performed test to learn how well your heart pumps blood, whether your heart is receiving an adequate blood supply, how you perform on physical activity, riding a treadmill or stationary bike, compared with other people your age and sex. If your symptoms, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, feeling like your heart is racing, or even dizziness, can be reproduced while performing physical activity. Healthcare providers assess your response to the increased workload by measuring blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen levels, electrical activity in your heart, how hard your heart is working compared to others your age and sex. Why might I need a stress test? You may need this test to detect heart problems like congenital heart disease, congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease, heart valve disease.
Well, there you go. So, does that mean if you're performing a stress test and a gentleman was to come out of the church and maybe he got a little excited and possibly he suffers some type of heart situation that is a result of your stress test? I wonder how that would go over. Interesting.
And, I'm going to continue doing that for sure. I'm going to see how it goes content-wise, if you know what I mean, obviously, because, chaos pays as far as YouTube goes for content, but, honestly, as far as the movement goes.
Well, alrighty then. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So, this is Johnny, First Amendment Protection Agency. Fapa, F-A-P-A, they call him, or he calls himself. Fairly new Frauditor to the YouTube scene. Now, there's been a couple of videos done on him. He's done a couple live streams. He pretty proud of himself. But last week, he crossed Chille's path at some point. And Chille was just excited about a new frauditor out there that he could maybe coach along. So he uses this new terminology, stress test.
You hit him with the, I'm out here stress testing my First Amendment rights, and he completely defused.
Yeah, let's not forget what his intent is when it comes to frauditing. Is he wanting to make content for videos, or is he running down Chille'S path here with defusing?
You know, chaos pays as far as YouTube goes.
Oh, I'm just out here. I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public places.
No, I'm going to continue doing that for sure. I'm going to see how it goes content-wise, if you know what I mean, obviously, because, I mean, for content. But, you know, honestly, as far as the movement goes.
I'm going to see how it goes, because as you know, chaos pays as far as YouTube goes. But then he strokes Chille a little bit by making sure that he mentions the movement as far as the movement goes. Yeah, you could take that where you want, so to speak.
It seems to work a whole lot better.
Well, I have a new channel coming out called First Amendment Auditor, and I'm going to teach a series of videos how to First Amendment audit for the regular Joe John Q citizen. And yep. I believe laying in that dungeon for 4 months and just thinking and thinking and thinking. I believe, and I think that you proved it, when you just tell someone, hey, I'm stressed on my First Amendment right, and I'm standing on my rights. And then you even took it a step further and said, I'm stress testing my First Amendment rights just like you use your First Amendment rights for religion. I use them for filming, for press. I thought that was pretty ingenious, actually.
Well, I appreciate it. Seriously, coming from you, it means a lot. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it, and I seriously appreciate the word of advice. It definitely worked. Definitely worked without a doubt.
I'm happy to see that a First Amendment auditor who's active in the field went out and used it, and it worked great. He completely defused. The whole interaction was 15 seconds, and then he was walking away. I didn't see the rest of it after that. I was just like, oh, man, I got to have Johnny call me.
I'm having a heart attack. You ought to know by now.
Yeah.
Talk to him about what I just saw, because that was so dope.
Seriously, I'm excited to use it like with a police officer and see what happens if I'm on the street or in a public building. We'll see how it goes, you know.
Oh, no kidding. I wonder if he's going to talk to the bank. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Doing great.
What's going on today?
Oh, nothing really. Just out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public and seeing who supports the freedom of the press as part of the First Amendment. You support the freedom? You support the First Amendment of the United States Constitution?
Well, you could be putting in my ATM numbers with that camera.
Well, that was a yes or a no question. The box is about that big, and that answer was like that big. So, do you support? Okay, I'm gonna end our conversation there. So, yeah, as I'm doing, I'm standing out here on the public sidewalk and stress testing the First Amendment right to record here in public today. Do you support the First Amendment?
I do.
Awesome. First, that's awesome because you're sworn in to uphold the. And I'm glad that you're out here upholding the oath that you took to uphold the Constitution and the amendments to it. Thank you very much. And what was your name and badge number, by the way?
Sergeant Collins, S4. First name's Brian.
Sweet.
Brian Collins.
Brian Collins. Thank you very much.
What's your name, bud?
I don't usually give it. I usually like to stay private. Thank you very much. Well, it was nice to meet you, too.
Okay. Hey, you have a good day, okay?
Yep. You as
well, there you have it. So that certainly cleared that up quickly. No conflict. Now, he had the conflict with the bank manager. She was riled. She was ready to take it there. But what the sergeant's going to have to explain to her is he has every right to do what he's doing out on the sidewalk. And we have said this all along. All these guys are doing is creating, they're making it harder for the average person to do business with the DMV, City Hall, county courthouses, and your bank. Now we're, targeting private businesses. They like jewelry stores, things like that. But the bank, their complaint is that he is videotaping transactions taking place at the ATM and that they can acquire sensitive information. And all that's going to do is just make using an ATM less convenient for the customer, or they're going to have to create some type of privacy around the ATM machine. The bank that I bank at, the outdoor ATM, is at a drive-through about 2 or 3 feet away from the public sidewalk, so less than 10 feet away from the machine. So, yeah, and you can't blame the banks. I mean, my goodness, they have to watch for suspicious activity around the bank. I mean, that's just like the reason they target jewelry stores, you know, Gutterman and them. They want to hit the places that have high value because the managers and owners are going to be more sensitive to their presence out there. Not to mention, it could drive customers away, and customers go bank somewhere else where they don't have to deal with some jackleg standing out by the ATM or the exit of the drive-through filming them. And come on, banks, we all bank pretty much where it's convenient. It's so competitive. I mean, it's not like you have one bank paying you 2 or 3 points higher than another one. Hell, they don't pay you any points anymore. They beg you to come bank with them. So, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem for private business, whether it be a bank or restaurant. That's the problem with Silence Boy over there in L.A., you know, driving off customers from restaurants. What a moron.
Well, that's going to help you if you're any kind of lawsuit that you file, because if you notify him right away, because now almost every cop in the country knows what a First Amendment auditor is. And now when you say to him, this is a First Amendment audit, now it's up to him to violate your rights. And almost every judge in the country now knows what a First Amendment auditor is.
Right,
so
right.
I think that it will help you so much in your lawsuits that you're going to have to file as you continue down this road.
Well, yeah, no, I seriously agree. And, you know, overall, seriously, I appreciate the word of advice. And if in the future, when you're posting on that channel, I know you're going to be putting out like informational videos on how to do stuff and stuff like that, how to do the audits. You're more than welcome to use any of my clips that you want that you think fit that type of bill, and you can put them. That'd be huge, you know.
Can I help you with something?
No, I'm all set. Thank you.
Are you with the company?
Oh, yeah, I do work for a company. I'm with the First Amendment Protection Agency. Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm just out here. I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record out here in public and seeing if people respect the First Amendment right to public photography and the freedom of press out here today. Do you support the First Amendment?
Of course.
Awesome. Cool. Good to hear.
All right. This is private property, though?
Yeah, no, I'm not going. I have no intention of going inside the bank at all. I'm going to stay right here on the public passageway.
You're also not speaking to our customers at all?
Oh, I mean, that's protected by the First Amendment, too.
And just disturbing the peace, I guess, is really a bit...
Well, obviously, like, don't run outside the crosswalks, don't eat the yellow snow. I know how to live life, yeah.
Perfect. Just wanted to double check.
Yep, thank you. Well, thank you for supporting our First Amendment today.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, I want to promote your channel, number one. And then number two, I want to work with other First Amendment auditors who understand that it's really about flex testing our rights.
It really put it in perspective for me, too, that I got to go about it smarter. And, you know, I listened to all your videos when you came back and talked about how to act differently. And that's really, like, that really was always in my mind when I came back and wanted to do it more towards the right direction, you know.
How's it going, man?
I think it's great what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate it, seriously.
It makes me chuckle when I see her come out.
Awesome. Hey, well, you know, all I explained to her was that I'm out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public. Yeah. And I'm here on a public passageway, and we're seeing if people respect the First Amendment right to the freedom of press and everything like that. And they said, you know what she said to me? She said, yeah, just as long as you're not talking to our customers. And I said, I absolutely can talk to the customers. It's protected by the First Amendment. That also encompasses that. So here, I really like to have you go look at the channel. I put out informational videos on the First Amendment and how to deal with police.
And you're the first person I've seen here.
Well, sounds like the first and the best. So you got nowhere else to look, man. I'm glad I met you in person.
Okay, have a great day.
You as well, man.
We have to, and I say this because you are an alpha male leader, and we have to clean up this First Amendment industry, because we can get more people to join us and film cops more actively if we clean up the industry, if we clean it up and we really make it an industry and not just an independent maverick like you or I going out and telling the cops to go themselves, which half of them deserve it. But at the same time,
right, if not more than that.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh yeah. You know, I'm gonna run for office, so I'm trying to toe the line here.
So, well, we know Chille still plans on running for office, which we know would be just a total waste of time and money on his part. But well, let him do it. Let him open up that can of worms. Now, this Johnny kid, he senses he's kind of between a rock and a hard spot here. He's a day late and a dollar short for building his channel on conflict, because now he's going to have to ride this train with Chille that we're going to clean up the First Amendment audit industry. Yes. Chille says we're going to teach the new ones how to do it right. Well, I don't think Fapa here really wants to do that. He's got quite a few videos over on TikTok, but being fairly new to YouTube, he needs to have that conflict to get the views. And now, granted, we all know that a bunch of people flock to these Frauditor channels, and they buy into it. What they don't realize, they're not accomplishing anything except making it more difficult for everyday life. That's it. Nobody's taking their rights away from them for filming on the sidewalk. And if they want to bring it to the attention, make a sign. Did you know it's your right to film on a public sidewalk? You know, but that's not it. We all know what the grift is here. And Chille is going to tiptoe back into filming police, according to him on his channel. His viewers have been asking him when he's going to get back out, and he claims he's going to. But I guarantee you he won't do it with the same approach as what he's used in the past. He may call them all the names he wants on his channel, but I don't think he'll be doing that to their face like he used to. You know, he'll word it in such a way that it's not going to get him 4 months in a county somewhere.
Can we help you, sir? Can we help you?
You could just do your job, mind your own business. That's what you could do.
Excuse me?
I told you, I'd say it again, you could mind your own business. I'm doing my job. I appreciate your time. But just, if I was you, I'd just shut your mouth and I'll put you in your place. That's what I'd do if I was you. I'd shut up. If I was you. Unless you want to look like an idiot on YouTube.
We're still pretty close to the road, so let's push this out a little bit further.
If you just keep going that way for me, I'm okay if you videoing, but video over there for me,
Don't tell me where to stand. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm suing you guys for $5 million. I'll sue you for $5 million more. You don't have a right to tell me what to do.
I'm just asking you to stand over there. We're still doing it.
Don't approach me. Shut your mouth.
Sir, do you see the crime
Shut your mouth and shut your mouth. I'm your boss.
Do you see the tape
You
over there?
understand that? Shut your mouth. I'm walking down the street. Mind your own business.
No,
I'm just standing here.
If
you hadn't approached me, don't come behind me, piggy. Okay. If you hadn't approached me, I don't give a damn what you are. You're not a sergeant. Shut your mouth. I'm here doing my job. I'm a member of the press. I invoke my First Amendment right.
Public scrutiny and public perception. So, but yeah, it's half of them are dirty jackboot thug pigs.
How you doing?
Can you come over here in front of my car so my camera can watch you, please?
Yes, sir. Am I being detained?
You are, for the duration of this investigation. Can you step over here in front of my
For
camera,
what reason?
please? Sir, I'm investigating a suspicious person.
Okay.
Don't play games with me, okay? I know what you're
I'm
doing.
engaged in lawful activity.
I know what you're doing. You're First Amendment frauditor. I get it.
That's constitutionally protected activity. Why am I being detained?
Because you're creating a disturbance. All right, step over here.
This is constitutionally protected activity.
Sir.
You cannot make it a crime.
Sir, You are creating a disturbance.
What is your name and badge number?
Investigating the disturbance.
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Fisher, 1146.
Okay, my name is Jeff. I'm with Penn Youth Services.
Listen.
I got my ID in my pocket if you want to see
You
it.
don't dictate what happens here.
So I just feel like we need to clean this up. We got to clean it up. We got to be tight. Otherwise, we're going to turn other people off from filming police. And especially with the citizens, when they come up to you and say, what are you doing? You say, I'm stress testing our First Amendment rights. Are you going to respect our First Amendment rights and help me do this properly? You know, that gets that citizen either walking away from you or immediately on your side. And if they're still adversarial against you, you don't have to say another word, just film them, because they're going to show that they don't know anything about the Constitution, anything about our rights. And so you're going to look like the hero because the guy comes up to you and says, what are you doing? And you say, I'm stress testing my First Amendment rights. Don't you respect that? And if he says no, then the crowd is going to be completely on your side.
I'm sorry, I really can't hear you.
I'd rather you not be taking my picture and stuff here.
Oh, I'm just videoing. Well, what I'm actually out here doing, I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record and seeing how people respect the freedom of the press out here on a public sidewalk. Do you support the First Amendment?
I do.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Do you support my right to privacy?
Well, I do, but not in public. There is no expectation of privacy in public now.
Interesting concept.
I'm sorry, you've what?
I said interesting concept. I understand.
Well, it's not really a concept, that's the law.
But, yeah, I just would rather not be.
Well, I understand. I'd rather people not come out here wearing pink shirts. It's not really my favorite color, but they still do it. It's still their right to do so. All right. Well,
good luck with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. I can't hear you.
Why are you recording me?
I'm out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public. Do you support the First Amendment? Well, I've just told you, I'm stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public and the right to freedom of the press. Do you support the First Amendment?
Just asking.
I just told you.
Why did you put a sign up?
There is no reason. How's it going, man? Nothing much. I'm just out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public. Do you support the First Amendment? Yes? You do support the First Amendment or no? Okay. Unfortunate. What's up? I can hear you. What's up? I'm just out here stress testing the First Amendment right to record in public. Do you support the First Amendment?
When you're recording a van, I don't think that's publicly, especially when I use the ATM.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm out here on the public passageway, and it's facing Main Street.
But it looks like you're recording.
I am recording.
ATM then.
I'm recording the ATM?
Well, you're pointing right at the ATM.
I'm on public, man. I'm in public.
You're talking idiots. You're getting idiot.
Hey, thank you for telling me that you don't support the First Amendment.
So if it's down to just harassing customers outside of banks or post offices or wherever, restaurants, you know, the people that go to the bank are the ones that are, you know, obviously have a little bit of a problem with it, and understandably so. But what will happen is the bank, in turn, will have to make changes, or they'll lose customers because you drive right down the street and go to another bank. Yeah, it's just silliness. You know, you're redressing the wrong people here. It's an attack on the public for no reason whatsoever.
Look.
Nah, this Johnny dude, he's all about himself now that Chille the Great has given him the approval. What a couple of douches. Here, Johnny Fapa, try one of these businesses. Go set up outside either one of these and record and interact with the customers leaving. See how that works out for you, and then let us know, would you? I doubt it.
At some of the comments here on this. Well, obviously mine is the first one. I said, this beautiful work, just beautiful work. And then the first one is, I'm out here stress testing the First Amendment. Do you support the First Amendment? Very professional 1A auditor. It's always good to people see come out and accuse them of harassing them. I want to make sure you're talking to our customers. I love the stress test explanation. Look at that. Look at the response that he's getting. When most First Amendment auditors, we get so much grief from people. I like that novel approach to ignorant citizens. Wow, this is the comments in here are just absolutely fantastic. Nice to see a professional, respectful auditor. And then you guys saw a moment, a great job being assertive without being aggressive. And then you saw when the police officer came up, Johnny then gave him his card and said, I have nothing to hide.
You know, redress the government all you want, but leave private business out of it. I mean, you're trying to prove a point. Everybody knows that you can stand on a sidewalk and record. So the banks will have to spend more money to make the ATMs more private, and in turn, the consumer pays for it. Banks are competitive, too. It's not like you can't drive another block down the road and do business at another bank. So, you know, they've got a legitimate complaint if it goes on a whole lot, no doubt. Can they do anything about it? I don't know. You know, I guess it depends. But why? Why? You redress the government. You don't redress people coming through a drive-through bank or eating at a restaurant or coming out of a jewelry store or a gift shop. I just don't get it.
I'm having a heart attack. You ought to know by now.
From your stress test? I guess I probably shouldn't have told you that, huh? But anyway, yeah, hang with Chille there. He'll surely lead you down the right path. All right, I'm Frauditor Ram. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your support. And until next time, I'll be gone.
You gotta hear me on this. They're killing people. I mean, they're killing people. You've gotta keep your hands above the steering wheel. I'm gonna show you a story right now. Another video of cops killing people. He says, do you know why I pulled you over? You don't care. If he reads off the code as to why he pulled you over, fantastic. Just look at him blankly. It's so important that you have your information in your trifold, in your visor. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Immediately. Just like that. Deadpan, cold. Why are you saying hello? Why are you saying goodbye? Who cares? It's hello for him. He's making money off you. Hello? Hello's for suckers. Hello is for suckers. How you doing? For suckers. It's so important that you're filming, you see yourself on camera, and you see the copper, and that you can see your other hand on camera. I didn't just think about this yesterday. You know, I've been working on this for a long time. And everything up in the visor, just like this, for people like Anthony, who didn't have a trifold in their car, that didn't invoke their Fifth Amendment right immediately, that didn't have their license, registration, and proof of insurance on a laminated card. They're shooting people, they're killing people. You're seeing it. You're watching it. They're killing 18-year-old kids right to their face.
You brown and black people, we need an emergency response. You ever heard about that? Nah, man, that's what that is, man. Terry versus Ohio is the policy that the Supreme Court created so the cops can run up and grab you. Wow. Did you know that? Nah. Without Terry versus Ohio, but I know you grab me for no reason. Right, but how can they grab you? Terry versus Ohio. Wow. You a lawyer? I'm not a lawyer. I wouldn't. You just know your I know my stuff. That's why there's 500 people here. He knows y'all. Oh, I know my stuff. I know my stuff. But you need to, when you hear people going down the street, you say, I talked to this guy, he told me cops were pigs, number one. Number two, that Terry versus Ohio is the biggest problem in our country. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. Now you've been educated. Now you've been educated. What's the biggest problem in America? Terry versus Ohio. Terry versus Ohio. And it was created, why? Why was it created? To stop, so the police can f*** with nigga anytime they want. That's right, so they can grab black people specifically, in case you wanted to know. You know why? Because I ain't got no key to the front.
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone. Yeah!